CLOWNTERGEIST, a horror movie to give Pennywise nightmares? Or will it turn that smile upside down? This one written and directed by Aaron Mertes and is out in the UK on the 16th of October 2017. Now the story here focuses on a young girl as she is happily working in an ice cream parlour. But one night she has a terrible nightmare and sees a red balloon in her bathroom which has got a date and time on it. And we find out that there is a demonic clown in this kind of neighbourhood that is killing people, but gives them a kind of advance warning via these kind of red balloons. And between now and then he's kind of tormenting these kind of victims with various kind of like paranormal attacks and things like that. So, can she find a way to defeat Ribcage, the name of this clown, or will she succumb victim to his wrath? And on the way, she kind of like gets a couple of her friends involved, and obviously they'll play a part in it as well. You have to watch the movie to find out. So, what do I think about CLOWNTERGEIST? Let's get any negatives out of the way first of all. This film does have a problem where I feel it doesn't make some sense. Things happen in this film and they're not adequately explained or not explained at all. For example, there is a part without spoilers really where you think the clown may have been defeated, but how that is resolved is never really touched upon. It kind of goes against what something you're told in the film, and various kind of physics things as well, and just things that like, hang on, that happened like that, but that shouldn't happen, blah blah blah. Can't really go into specifics without spoiling anything. Suffice to say, there's a lot of inconsistencies with the story here that just kind of don't make sense. Decisions by characters as well that just seem bizarre and kind of like obviously unrealistic. They kind of fall into these horror tropes. I've got to say, and that kind of goes in hand with the editing here. I feel the editing was just a touch out, maybe lingered on scenes a little bit too long and kind of should have cut away or not even had scenes in it at all. So Aaron, who wrote and directed this, he did the editing. Maybe editing out the three of them was the weaker out the three skills. Acting as well was not too bad for the most part, but there are some kind of cheesy line deliveries here and there. The clown itself, I've got to say, the best parts of this film are where you don't actually have the clown on screen. There are some good scary moments, and I'll come on to the positives in just a second. But where we see the clown on screen, he kind of walks around like a chimp, and it looks kind of silly, I've got to say. Now we are given an explanation to the clown's origin, which was fine. But I don't know, why is he kind of walking around like a chimp? And in one scene, he actually trips over a body, which is quite fun. Anyway, moving on to the positives. There are some good moments here, particularly scary moments, and that are really effective. And I loved the kind of the use of these balloons, even though, yes, it is straight out of Stephen King's It. But I thought it was a great tool to kind of build up this kind of menace. And then there are some fun scenes involving them that I thought were really, really effective. So even though ultimately it might not be particularly original, there is definitely some horror moments here that will make you jump out of your seat. There's some good jump scares in this one. It will make you jump, but they feel earned. They are quite good. I kind of liked some of the characters as well, even though I felt maybe the acting was kind of a little bit iffy here and there. Well, it wasn't terrible, but I did kind of like the characters, and I felt they were kind of likeable characters, particularly the friend Heather. I thought she was quite a kind of a fun character and seemed quite like a genuine friend sort of thing. There are some quite not exactly gory moments, but suggested gore. For some reason this film doesn't want to show you a lot of gore on screen. There is an idea about the kind of like the suggestion that it's giving you that I think is quite fun. There is a bit of a twist as well, so even though I feel some of the story elements here don't work, it does try to be not quite as straightforward as maybe a lot of these films. I mean, I would maybe describe this film as kind of It meets kind of Friday the 13th. It has a slasher element to it. Overall, it definitely does have some decent horror moments. It is an effective kind of horror B movie, but it isn't without its problems, and doesn't make for really a film that makes a whole lot of sense, but you kind of still have fun watching it. So I will give this movie a 6 out of 10. If you're a B-movie fan, you're going to want to check it out. And obviously you've got Stephen King's It coming out soon. So if you want a companion piece to kind of like scare yourself with, if you are afraid of clowns, this may be the one. But I actually think it works better when the clown isn't actually on screen. He's just kind of suggested, and he's doing these kind of spooky things through paranormal powers. 6 out of 10 for me. Are you going to go and check it out? Leave me a comment, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.